Welcome back. Puma Pants is pretty relaxed. I hope you had a good 20 minutes. I hope it enriched and nourished you. This week we're speaking of, well, the very large question, do we have free will or are things determined? I don't know if, I'm sure some people never think of that and some people do, but I think for those of us who do think about it, it's an awfully large question. And are our lives essentially just robotic and our movements are simply determined by the collision of the molecules and electrochemical activity inside of our brain producing what might be called the delusion of free will? Or do we actually have the ability at the deepest level of our ability to exercise our focus, exercise our will, and aim our experience? Where would we aim our experience? Chances are we would aim our experience, it seems, toward a preference, toward a love, toward the highest that we know. Do we have that ability? And yesterday I made the curious claim that both are true, that in one regard, based on our upbringing and our daily habits, that we do become essentially determined. We kind of eat the same food, we go the same places, we see the same people, we wear the same clothes, we speak in the same idioms, and in that to that degree, we are determined. There's definitely an automaticity, uh, cause and effect nature to our life. Yet sometimes I think each and every one of us has more than likely had the experience of, I need to change course in my life. I can see the habitual nature of what I'm doing. It's not producing what I want. It's not satisfying. It's not fulfilling. Therefore, I am inspired or guided to move in a direction that's more satisfying. And I will exercise my free will, which is my ability to choose. And then I will follow that up with my thinking, my feeling, and my behavior, and thus shape a new life. But we're all conditioned right from the gate, aren't we? From the very start, we are determined in so many ways, it's almost staggering. It's almost as if I was thinking that we're human pets to some degree. And because the first few years of our lives are so fantastically formative for all of us, the parents we grow up with, or the parents we don't grow up with, or the religion, the culture, the lack of culture, the schooling, the friends, the environment that we grow up in largely determines the quality of our brain. Well, that's a good thing if we're set on a course of healthy habits, good morals, good ethics, and good behavior. And we will probably move into a life that will be reasonably productive and fulfilling. But it seems to be the case for all of us that we have moments and times in our lives where there's clearly need for growth and evolution. Well, as meditators, we practice the most important thing for being able to exercise free will, and that is to expunge and excise from our brains the deepest patterns that are worn into us, especially negative ones. Great yoga masters say that these deep patterns of determinism in our brain are, they call them ruts or grooves. They're called samskaras, and what's once set in place, they are going to operate until we're done with our brain. But I personally, strongly, definitely believe that we have a brain, but we're not our brain. I have a brain, but I'm not my brain. And there's a deeper agency faculty inside of me that, if I pay attention, if I'm diligent, I can aim my focus on something and use my free will, my choice, my actions, my thinking, my behavior, all of my faculties, and I can put them together and I can shape and mold a reality into something more pleasing, more loving, more healthy, more lively, and of greater service to the world. Now, some of my friends might poke me with a pitchfork and say, aren't you supposed to be doing God's will, Greg? Why are you talking about your own will so much? Well, I do believe that God's will, the highest good, is synonymous with my will when I align with it. But it's very possible for me, and it has been, to misalign myself from the highest good. So paradoxically, my best will and God's will are certainly one and the same. And life is an experiment to find a higher and higher expression and iteration of that. So, as meditators, we're doing the necessary work to clear away the debris of painful patterns of perception, the determinism that doesn't work for us anymore, and find what does, and then enjoy it. Anyway, Puma Pants wishes you a beautiful Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. And today you might ask yourself, am I determined or shall I exercise free will? See you.